Привет из Дубая. С вами передача «Голубь мира», где обсуждаем крутые навыки. Спрашиваем на английском, отвечаем на русском. Подтягивайте язык или смотрите перевод в тайм-кодах. Let's talk about elite and let's start with the definition.
Elite, it's a group of people which are distinctive from other, maybe by wealth because they are rich, maybe by birth because they are aristocrats, maybe because they are good sportsmen or good politician or some other kind of business. And always elites want to have a power, and there is a conflict between usual people and elite. Elite usually says we have a right to make decisions because we're smart, we're rich, we're powerful, and we're wealthy, and so on. But if people don't like something what is happening, they start to make revolution, maybe war, maybe civil war, or some other riots, and it's happened very often. So this is like contradiction. How to say противоставление?
Opposites.
It's like opposites. It's like white and black in chess.
And when it comes to the elite itself, like what are the main traits that actually distinguish the common person from the one who belongs to this group?
Usually, this could be several features or just one of them. First, usually money. You know, there were trade people, for example, in Moscow 100 years ago, and they were called like kupцы or traders, and they were not invited to palace and to some прием,
Audience.
some audience to the king or to emperor and so on, but they were so rich that they could buy it. But at the same time, it was some aristocrats which they were having good families, like surname, but nothing in the pocket. But this is more important to be well known, close to to be close to the king. The same, for example, with our special group of people who conduct laws in the country. They are sitting in a closed room, they voting, they give some offering and amendments to the laws and so on. But some of them, for example, could be fresh made, like a politician who previously were Olympic champions, for example, for the fight, for the swimming, for the skiing, and so on. And when you have something which will distinguish you from other people, this could be your surname, your money, your achievements, you will stay in some close group which are not quite accessible for the people. You couldn't come and say at any time what you want. So they could be like delegates, they could have votes, they could conduct policy and so on, but they do not think that they should be taking care about people. They first place take care about themselves.
And it's actually quite interesting because like what I was about to ask, like what is the goal of the elite? Obviously they might be having like something which is definitely distinguish them, so they're like a 10x or maybe like 100 or even 1000x miles, like virtual miles away from the like a common folks. But by being united, do they have like any goals rather than keeping the status quo?
You know, you touched the very right question. What is different with them? Yes, they work each with other to be more rich people. They don't think about anything just to gain power, to gain money, to gain networking and so on. And yes, they always talk after the closed doors. They often make our future. It even doesn't matter. Do we want to work with them? Do we want to know what is happening? They make it. You know, they are trying to be like architects of our lives, and we are forced just to stay in the game. They are trying to навязать,
Convince.
to convince us to play.
Well, obviously, if we look into the group of people, even within the elite, as the history suggests, there might be like a different subgroups with a different views. So how usually the dynamics between the subgroups of the elites, or maybe like a completely different type of the elites going on, like whether there is a competition, whether there is a collaboration, or maybe they're just like a agnostic or orthogonal to each other.
Wow, you were saying so many words, and all of them are quite right. Yes, there is always we have several kind of elites. Some of these people, they want to stay as many conservative as it could be. Some wants to be progressive. Some wants to stay with the ruler of the country, of the state. Some wants to go against. Some wants to build something. Some wants to destroy. So all possible conflicts are already elites have, but they fight each other, but without courts, without army, without anything. Sometimes they lose, sometimes they win, but they never make a big thing about this. So this is just a game, and if you will lose or win in chess, for example, with match with me, you will not be very happy or very sad. The same with elite. So they want to be rich, but they do not will spoil blood of other part of elite.
And probably, there was a first question that came into my mind, like the first time I've seen this list of the topics that I had to prepare, like, hey, how about to go and join this elite? But now, maybe after passing some of the skills, especially maybe like games theory, like I was about to ask like how to join elite. Now I would say like if we imagine ourselves as the little dot, like do we want to like even join them, or do we want to be on a different dimension when we exactly can maybe create our own, or go somewhere else where we don't even care about the elite?
Yes, I like the way you started your topic with. The best way is to create elite, and we try to make it, especially in school of troubleshooters. A lot of people, they have not so many knowledges, and they rely on gadgets, on Google, on Wi-Fi, on internet, and maybe with help of knowledge, we will replace the ancient philosophist, and we will stay the new elite of very clever, very smart, very wisdom people, and this is my dream.
And usually when it comes to like encounter with the elite people, obviously like they might be looking a bit arrogant, they might be like a bit of playful, they have their own agenda. What should be the interface of interacting with them so that you still can achieve your goals? And by goals, I don't mean to like use those people or like get through their heads to the access to the elite, but maybe probably use them for something which is a bigger than the group or even your own goals.
I was working in Germany. This was 1993, and I was asked to have a pager. This was a small device, and sometimes you will get a message, please call, and nothing more. And I said, no, I don't want to have a pager because this will be, I don't know how to say, поводок для собаки.
Leash.
This will be just a leash. I don't want to have it. I could agree just for satellite phone. At this time, there was no satellite phone in the company. And suddenly I was given a satellite phone, and it's make me equal. I was among a very few people who were using these phones. And suddenly I realized that I couldn't be big enough to talk with everyone on the same level, but I could be useful enough that everyone would afraid to lose me. The same with elite we're talking about. Never try to be close to them, because they always will say, we are closed society. This is like magnets. If you have the same pole, you couldn't connect this, but you could be so useful that they would ask you. The first thing you should do is to be fed. If you have enough food, you will not suffer from lack of orders. Second, you should stay as sportive as you can, because if you have belly, if you have some fat on your cheeks, you will be not fitting for them, because all of them like ancient gods. True elites, they have dietitians, they have fitness trainers, and they do yoga and so on. And third, you should sell your knowledge, but not in хвастливый,
Arrogance.
not arrogant way.
Showing off.
So you should be useful, but without showing that you are useful.
So mostly like the sell happens when you are humble and you're not really loud about like what kind of knowledge you possess. And my last question will be how knowing about elite would help to make this world a better place.
It's very easy. A lot of people, they want to have Lamborghini Diablo or maybe Bugatti Verona or maybe to live in highest level of skyscraper. Maybe they want to have yacht or maybe swimming pool and so on. But if you will be involved in elite cycles, you will have it all. Because if you own it, you pay for it. But if you will use villa or swimming pool or yacht of other people from your cycle, it's very cheap, and sometimes it's even without expenses. And this is the way how people live. They don't want everyone to have a jet or to have an island, but they change it all the time. They're going all around, and they have not just money, but also the way how to spend them in a proper way.
А мы рассмотрели навык элита и чем он полезен именно нам. Всем мира!